Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to the Monday Night Raw review. Monday Night Raw tonight was from the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Illinois, and the show just ended. And Monday Night Raw tonight, terrible show it was, very boring. The only thing good coming out of Monday Night Raw tonight was Triple H's announcement that he made. And he introduced a new title, which the new title looks beautiful. Really like the design of the title, which I will get to explaining that. But tonight on Monday Night Raw, we had the Bloodline, we had Sol Sikoa and the Usos versus Latino World Order, where it was Santos Escobar, Joaquin Wilde, and Cruz del Toro. We had the Street Profits versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. We had Bianca Belair, Raquel Rodriguez, and Liv Morgan. They end up taking on Damage Control, Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. We had Mustafa Ali versus Chad Gable. Cody Rhodes took on Finn Balor. And the main event, we had Rey Mysterio versus Damian Priest. Rematch. Yeah, a rematch was the main event of Monday Night Raw tonight. And of course, we had Bad Bunny making an appearance. It took 3 hours just for Bad Bunny to get to the arena. And he didn't even come out until the end of the show. But Monday Night Raw tonight, terrible show. Very boring show it was. Although I gotta admit, the crowd there in Chicago was, very loud, and, the crowd was just very energetic at points. But before I get into the review, if you guys haven't checked out my previous videos that I uploaded on Saturday, did 2 movie reviews, did a review for Super 8, and also did a review for the Black Stallion. So if you guys haven't checked out those reviews, definitely give it a watch. Also uploaded today the Superman the movie, Turner Classic Movies, intro and outro with Ben Mankiewicz. So, did that, and they aired the film last night on TCM. Superman the movie, one of the best superhero movies ever made. It's a classic. Christopher Reeve, great choice, for Superman. Back in the day, as Clark Kent. Just absolutely fantastic movie, Superman from 1978 is. Also, before I get into the review, want to talk about Monday Night Raw, what happened before the show. 2 things happened before the show. So, apparently, according to PW Insider, it was noted that a report behind their elite paywall to say that Raw is quite chaotic backstage. And that is because Vince McMahon made a ton of changes to the script tonight. He was not at Monday Night Raw, but he was making a ton of changes. And it says right here, as of the last 30 minutes, PWInsider.com has been told there have been some major changes to Raw's script tonight. We are told the changes are being made remotely at Vince McMahon's request. So Vince McMahon was making the changes via remote. And it says right here, it was also still noted that it's not at the level of a few weeks ago yet, but it's bubbling towards that direction. If you remember, the Raw after WrestleMania was a cluster with Vince McMahon changing everything around. Yeah, that was one of the worst Raws after WrestleManias of all time. Vince McMahon made changes to the script for Monday Night Raw tonight. And also, the last thing, CM Punk was backstage before Monday Night Raw. He was at the Allstate Arena, and he was told to leave. And there was a report that came out that he was there and he saw the Miz. So Punk and Miz buried the hatchet because of the drama that was going on between Punk and the Miz. So says CM Punk was asked to leave Raw this week, but he was backstage for a while. Punk reportedly got to see several members of the roster, and he also talked to Triple H. So it says some superstars also believe that Punk only showed up to hype his return to AEW. There was all these people online that I saw, oh yeah, he's returned to WWE. I'm like, are you serious? Punk is still under AEW contract. How is he going to return to WWE? He's still signed to AEW. So it says right here, PW Insider went on to report that Punk and The Miz were able to meet backstage. It was said that they were able to clear the air due to their previous drama. We can also confirm that multiple sources stated The Miz and Punk spoke for a short period of time and cleared the air. So there you go, Miz and Punk, bury the hatchet. They cleared the air of their drama, of their previous drama. Both Miz and Punk had quite a history with each other. But that's news that I wanted to get out, with Vince McMahon making changes to the show tonight, to the script, and also Punk being backstage at Raw, and Punk and Miz, burying the hatchet. So that's, what I wanted to, get out there, little bit of news. But anyways, let's jump right into the review. Monday Night Raw opened up tonight with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes ended up making his way down to the ring. The fans end up chanting his name. So Cody ended up saying, Chicago. What do you want to talk about? Cody ended up saying that they could talk about the WWE draft that is days away, which the draft starts this Friday on Smackdown, and then it also leads into night 2, which is next week on Monday Night Raw. So Cody ended up mentioning that he could end up on Smackdown or stay on Monday Night Raw. If I had to choose, if I had to predict where Cody is going to head in the draft, I think he will be drafted to SmackDown, so Cody could continue working his way to get into Roman Reigns and having his rematch against Roman. So that's the way I see it. I think Cody is going to SmackDown, so that way, we can still continue the Cody and Roman Reigns feud. So Cody ended up saying that they could talk about the task he has ahead of him in slaying the Beast, Brock Lesnar, at Backlash. To which Backlash, that card for Backlash is looking like absolute shit. Backlash is looking like a house show in Puerto Rico. So he kept saying that Brock Lesnar is the most decorated sports athlete of all time. And it's ironic that he waited for his back to be turned for him to jump him. So then we saw a clip on Monday Night Raw from 3 weeks ago where Brock Lesnar ended up attacking Cody, Lesnar turning heel. So then after that we saw Cody end up calling that attack a cowardly attack from Lesnar. Cody ended up saying that he wants to show everyone something else. Cody then took his watch off, his jacket, his tie, his shirt, and he threw his shirt into the crowd. So Cody ended up telling everyone to look at his scar and it's not lost on him. That's the first time he is in the Allstate Arena since competing with the torn pec at Hell in a Cell, to which, he fought Seth Rollins inside, Hell in a Cell with the torn pec. So he shows the scar that was left of the torn pec. So Cody ended up saying that he has never watched that match back. But Lesnar, if he is at home watching, to pick a spot. Cody ended up telling Lesnar to put another scar on him because it means he hasn't learned from that one. Cody wanted to say that even with that scar, he was able to defeat one of the best in the ring inside Hell in a Cell. He ended up saying the reason he doesn't give it this heroic spin is that he did not do anything that night. Cody ended up saying that what he did was had a sold-out arena lift him up on their shoulders and carry him to the finish line. Cody ended up going on to say that he was in the most pain in his entire life. So Cody ended up saying that they have had many milestones in Chicago, but if he doesn't get another chance to say it, he wants to say thank you very much. So out came Finn Balor. Finn Balor came to the ring. He did not have Damian Priest or Dominic Mysterio there. Also, Rhea Ripley wasn't there. So Balor got on the mic. He ended up telling Cody that he hates to break up the party, but they all have scars. Balor ended up telling Cody that he saw what happened to him at WrestleMania, and he saw that he had Roman Reigns beat, and he saw that he got screwed. Balor ended up saying that he knows how it feels. He ended up saying that the question is, why did Cody get screwed? And the answer is, because he had no one there to have his back. So Balor ended up saying that he gets why Cody accepted Lesnar's offer for help and to be his partner, and that he trusted the wrong man. He ended up saying that he needs to be smarter, like himself. He ended up saying because now Cody is facing Lesnar, all beaten and bruised. He ended up saying this is a match that Cody cannot win, not on his own. So Cody then stopped Balor, ended up saying that he thought there was a lot of mutual respect, but there isn't. Cody ended up telling Balor that respectfully, what he is selling, he isn't buying. Balor then told Cody that if he respects him, he will hear what he has to say. He ended up saying that he knows, and Cody knows, and the fans know that Cody in the Judgment Day would be unstoppable. Balor ended up saying Rhea Ripley, Smackdown Women's Champion. And he ended up saying that Damian Priest put the biggest star in the music industry, Bad Bunny, through the table. He ended up saying that Dominic Mysterio, he has already proven that he is far greater than his legendary father ever was, which got loud boos from the crowd there in Chicago. And Balor ended up telling Cody he made a mistake at WrestleMania, and not to make the same mistake at Backlash, and to let them have his back. So the fans were chanting, "You suck," to Balor. So Cody ended up saying that he heard the fans, and he heard Balor too. Cody ended up saying that he is not looking to get into another fight, but he seriously appreciates it. He ended up telling Balor that he has done a lot for him, and he respectfully will not be joining the Judgment Day, and that he must decline. So Cody ended up extending his hand for Balor to shake it. Balor ended up saying, "That is a pity. That is a shame." So Balor ended up saying, "You are either with the Judgment Day or against the Judgment Day." So Balor ended up telling Cody that he should watch his own back, because someday he will slap the bleach off his head. Meaning Cody's blonde hair color. So Cody smiled, and he told Balor that he thinks Balor is under the impression that he is not medically cleared to compete tonight because of what happened 3 weeks ago. He ended up saying that he was cleared medically a few hours ago to compete tonight. And Cody ended up saying that he cannot think of a better message to send Brock Lesnar than him against Finn Balor later on in the night. So Balor then left the ring as Cody's music ended up hitting, and that was how the segment ended. But isn't it random of Balor going out there and trying to enlist Cody into the Judgment Day? I'm like, how random is that? And, they do something random like that, but yet we still got no answer as to why Brock ended up attacking Cody. Still no reason. 3 weeks already. And still, WWE has not given us a single reason as to why Brock Lesnar attacked Cody Rhodes. When are we getting the reason? Overall, this segment was just okay in my opinion, but very random. Like I said, Balor going out there trying to enlist Cody to join the Judgment Day. Very fucking random. And then we had the first match of the night. 6-man tag. The Bloodline. Solo Sikoa and the Usos versus the Latino World Order. Santos Escobar, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde. No Zelina Vega there. Zelina Vega didn't accompany Santos, del Toro, and Wilde. And I liked how when the Latino World Order theme played, we had Eddie Guerrero's Viva la Raza, which that was awesome. Because it was a nice tribute, because Latino World Order, was started by Eddie Guerrero. So good tribute there. But this was a okay match here. Wasn't great or perfect by any means. So Jey Uso and Joaquin Wilde started off the match. Wilde delivered a head scissors takedown to Jey, which was followed up by an armbar. Jey ended up pushing Wilde into the corner, and he tagged in Jimmy. So the Usos double teamed on Joaquin Wilde. Solo Sikoa ended up tagging in, and we had the Bloodline end up double teaming on Wilde. Sikoa ended up tagging in. Sikoa then delivered a headbutt to Wilde. Sikoa then ran toward Wilde, but Wilde ended up lowering the top rope, and Sikoa fell to the outside. The Usos got into the ring, as did Cruz del Toro and Santos Escobar, and both del Toro and Escobar ended up hitting the Usos with a double drop kick. The Usos then fell to the outside, and Cruz del Toro and Santos Escobar, both of them flew over the top rope onto the Usos, taking them out on the outside. And then Joaquin Wilde delivered a dive onto Solo Sikoa on the outside, and Sikoa went back first onto the commentary table. And then as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, the Usos and Joaquin Wilde were in the ring. Wilde ended up delivering a tornado jump and DDT. Jimmy and Santos end up tagging in, so Jimmy Uso and Santos Escobar end up going at it. Santos Escobar delivered a right hand, and he knocked Jey off the ring apron. Santos then delivered a flying forearm to Jimmy. So Santos ended up kicking Solo Sikoa off the ring apron, and he delivered a right hand to Jimmy. Jimmy ended up going to the ropes, but Santos Escobar delivered a jumping knee to Jimmy's face. Escobar was on the ring apron. He delivered a kick to the side of Jimmy's head. Escobar climbed to the top rope and delivered a crossbody. Escobar ended up going for the cover, and Jimmy ended up kicking out. And Santos Escobar, he was over with the crowd here. The crowd was loving Santos Escobar. So Cruz del Toro ended up tagging in. Cruz del Toro ended up landing a drop kick off the top rope to Jimmy. And then he delivered the Phoenix Splash. So Del Toro ended up going for the cover. Jay ended up breaking up the pin. Santos Escobar ended up throwing Jay to the outside. And so Escobar and Jay were fighting on the outside. Jay then threw Santos Escobar into the ring post. Joaquin Wilde then ended up slamming Jay into the ring apron. And Sikoa ended up slamming Joaquin Wilde into the ring apron. Del Toro ended up kicking Jimmy down the corner. Del Toro then climbed the opposite top rope, and Jay distracted the ref. Del Toro ended up jumping off the top as Sikoa ended up delivering the Samoan Spike to Del Toro, which that was a good spot there with Del Toro coming off the top, and then from out of nowhere, Sikoa ends up hitting the Samoan Spike to him. So Jay ended up tagging in, and Jimmy and Jay end up hitting the 1D to Del Toro. Jay ended up going for the cover, and there you go. The Bloodline ended up winning the match. Post-match, Jey Uso got on the mic. He ended up saying that the longest reigning tag team champions had one bad night. He ended up saying that at WrestleMania, they had one bad night, and they let down the Bloodline and the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Jimmy ended up saying that Friday on Smackdown, they will be 9-time champions, and they will dedicate that match to the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. So pretty much that was basically what the Usos had to say. But overall, it was an okay match between the Bloodline and the Latino World Order. So, but okay match it was. Some decent wrestling by these guys. And then we had Kathy Kelly. Kathy Kelly was backstage with Bianca Belair. So Kathy Kelly ended up saying that it was announced that she will face Io Sky at Backlash. So Bianca ended up saying that she's excited because Io has shown that she is a worthy competitor and that she is ready. So in came Damage Control. Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and Bayley. Bayley ended up telling Bianca that she has never been in a championship match with Io Sky and that she is ready for her. So Io Sky ended up speaking in Japanese, going, so Dakota ended up telling Bianca that Io wants to face her tonight. So Bayley ended up saying that tonight, the three of them feel like beating Bianca and 2 tag team partners up. So Bianca ended up saying that she will see them later on tonight. So pretty much that was basically that. So Damage Control wanted Bianca Belair and were 2 tag team partners that she would choose later on in the night. And then, as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, we saw Jey Uso. Jey Uso was backstage. He was talking on the phone, and he ended up saying that they took care of business and got the win. So in came Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn ended up telling Jey that he heard what he said about dedicating their match to the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Sami ended up telling Jey that they took their titles away from them at WrestleMania, and now he wants them back for Roman, and not for himself. Sami Zayn ended up asking Jey what will happen if he comes up short in the match, since he put Roman's name in it, and Roman does not deserve it. Jey ended up asking Sami why he cares. Sami Zayn ended up telling Jey because he feels bad. Jey ended up telling Sami not to feel bad for him, and on Friday, they will take back their tag team titles. He ended up saying not to worry about what is happening because he made his choice. And Jay ended up saying that he made his choice too. So pretty much that was basically that. So again, the rematch Friday on Smackdown. It'll be the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. And then we saw Kathy Kelly. Kathy Kelly was backstage with Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus, who had one of the worst heel turns, which we saw take place 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw. So Trish Stratus ended up telling Kathy Kelly that the reason Becky is not here is because Becky is not doing so good. Becky wasn't on the show tonight, and she wasn't on Monday Night Raw last week. So she ended up saying, Trish Stratus ended up saying that Becky opened up to her and told her that she is having a hard time being the top of the women's division, the man, and being a mom. And she ended up saying that she understands well since she has 2 kids of her own and she is thriving. But Trish ended up saying, Becky, not so much. Trish ended up saying that she sees Becky struggling and she had to take her out of her misery. Trish ended up saying what Becky should be doing is being at home and saying, thank you, Trish. So pretty much that was basically what Trish had to say, but did we really need a heel turn for Trish Stratus? Like, seriously? But this is leading up to Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch, which this match should not even be needed. And now we had the Street Profits versus Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexandra. This match was nothing, in my opinion. So, the match ended with Dawkins deliver a spine buster to Cedric Alexandra. Dawkins tagged him forward. Ford climbed to the top rope, hit the frog splash on Cedric Alexandra, and there you go. The Street Profits ended up winning the match. Moving on. After Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, we had the huge announcement from Triple H. Triple H's music ended up hitting, and he came out to a big ovation from the Chicago crowd. Triple H then got into the ring. The fans were chanting his name. Triple H got on the mic. He ended up saying, as a WWE superstar, he had the incredible privilege of competing at the highest level for all of them. Triple H ended up saying that he had the incredible privilege of standing in the ring and in this arena at WrestleMania 22, defending the WWE Championship against one of the greatest of all time, John Cena. And it was a good match too, there at WrestleMania 22. Triple H, John Cena, going at it. Just a very good match it was. So Triple H ended up saying now he has the incredible privilege of ensuring that WWE is all that it can be for generations going forward. He ended up saying that is why he is out here tonight to talk about Roman Reigns. So Triple H ended up saying that Roman Reigns is coming up on 1,000 days as champion. And he ended up saying that 1,000 days as champion, it is incredible. It is unheard of. Triple H ended up saying that he has defended that championship against everybody. And after seeing them all for 30 years, he can't name too many that would be able to hang in the ring with the tribal chief. Triple H ended up saying that Roman is that damn good. And along the way in those 1,000 days, he did something very smart. Something he would have done. Triple H ended up saying that Roman negotiated himself into a position where he didn't have to defend that championship as frequently. So Triple H ended up saying, while that is great for Roman Reigns, that is not great for the company. Triple H ended up saying that the fans deserve more, and they need more than that. So Triple H ended up saying a few weeks ago when he spoke about the draft, he said the draft would change WWE at its core. The draft is not going to change anything. So Triple H ended up saying when Roman gets drafted, he will take the undisputed WWE Universal Championship with him, and he will stay there. And that the other brand will determine a new champion. So Triple H ended up saying at Night of Champions on May 27th, we will crown a new World Heavyweight Champion. So Triple H unveiled the new World Heavyweight Championship, and the fans and the popping for that. And the new World Heavyweight Championship looks absolutely beautiful. I like the design of it. They did a good job on it. It reminded me of the old WCW title and the old school WWE World Heavyweight Championship, combined, similar to how it looked back in the day. But here's a picture of how it looks, of how the new World Heavyweight Championship looks. Man, that title looks beautiful. Looks absolutely great. So Triple H ended up saying that this will be a champion you can be proud of. This will be a champion that you can respect, admire, that will defend this championship anywhere, any place, anytime, all over the world. He ended up saying that this champion will not have to demand your acknowledgement. Triple H ended up saying that this champion will earn your acknowledgement and will earn the title of World Heavyweight Champion. And so pretty much that was basically that. That was Triple H's announcement. Introducing a new World Heavyweight Championship, which looks absolutely beautiful. And we will crown a new champion at Night of Champions on May 27th in Saudi Arabia, which Night of Champions was originally going to be the King and Queen of the Ring. But unfortunately, they had to change that. So we got Night of Champions. But seeing people online saying, oh, the two guys that should be in this World Heavyweight Championship scenario, either is Cody Rhodes or Seth Rollins. I don't think it's going to be Cody Rhodes because Cody Rhodes needs to focus on the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns because we all know that Cody's going to get his rematch against Roman Reigns. So just leave out Cody for that. Cody's not going to go after the World Heavyweight Championship. Who I see looking at the World Heavyweight Championship and possibly winning it at Night of Champions is Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins is going to be the World Heavyweight Champion, and it's the right move. I think Seth Rollins deserves the World Heavyweight Championship just by how he is in the ring, just by how over he is with the crowd, and the crowd just singing away to his, to his theme song. If you want to choose your guy to win the World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins is your guy. No other. Not Cody. Like I said, Cody should just focus on Roman Reigns and have him, get to beating Roman and just have Seth Rollins win the World Heavyweight Championship. He rightfully deserves it. So, there you go. My opinion, Seth Rollins is your guy to win the World Heavyweight Championship. But what do you all think of the new World Heavyweight Championship? Do you guys like it? Do you hate it? Do you think, it's needed? But now, concerning all this, now that we got the World Heavyweight Championship, we have 3 world titles now. 3. So then we saw Kathy Kelly. Kathy Kelly was backstage with the Judgment Day, Balor, and Damian Priest, and Dominic Mysterio. No Rhea Ripley. So Kathy Kelly had a question for Damian Priest about Bad Bunny. Damian Priest ended up telling Kathy Kelly that it's awesome that Bad Bunny is there to promote Backlash in Puerto Rico. And he ended up saying Grammy Award winner, top streaming artist on Spotify, and success in WWE. But that is only when he had his back. Damian Priest ended up saying that if Bad Bunny is looking to get into their business, he will go through a table. Damian Priest ended up saying that he doesn't go to Coachella. He doesn't grab a mic. So Dominic ended up saying that Bad Bunny will get the chance to see Damian Priest take out his deadbeat dad. So pretty much that was basically that. And then we saw the Bloodline. The Bloodline was backstage. This was when Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial. Jimmy ended up telling them that they will super kick Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and win back the titles. He was telling that to Jay and Sol Sikoa. So Jay wasn't paying very much attention, and Jimmy ended up asking Jay what he said. Jay ended up asking him if he ever thinks about what will happen if they don't win the titles back on Friday. Jay ended up saying that he ran into Sami Zayn. So Jimmy ended up snapping at Jay, and he ended up telling Jay not to speak to Sami Zayn. Jimmy ended up telling Jay that he cannot talk to Sami Zayn and to stay focused. Jay ended up saying that all he is saying is what if they don't win. So Jimmy ended up telling Jay that they are going to go out there and do what they always do. And on Friday, they're going to win back the titles. And they will win it for the tribal chief. So Jimmy ended up storming out, and pretty much that was that. So yeah, Jay thinking, carefully with Sami Zayn. And then we had Damage Control. Bayley, Dakota Kai, Io Sky versus Bianca Belair and her 2 partners, Raquel Rodriguez, Smiley Raquel, and Liv Morgan. So the match was just very meh, in my opinion. Bianca and Io Sky started the match off. Bianca delivered a drop kick to Io. Io then tagged in Dakota Kai. Bianca then delivered a vertical suplex to Dakota. So Bianca then tagged in Raquel, Smiley Raquel. And so Raquel ended up slamming Dakota in the corner. Liv ended up tagging in. And so Liv and Raquel ended up double teaming on Dakota. In came Bayley, and Liv and Raquel ended up throwing Bayley into Dakota. Raquel then delivered a spear onto Bayley and Dakota in the corner. Liv climbed on top of Raquel's shoulders, and Liv delivered a splash onto Dakota. Liv ended up going for the cover, and Dakota ended up kicking out. Dakota got out of the ring as Bayley distracted the ref, and Io Sky delivered a kick to Liv's face. And then as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, Io Sky locked in the crossface onto Liv, but Liv ended up getting to her feet. Io ended up slamming Liv down, and she ended up hitting Raquel with a right hand. Dakota ended up tagging in, and Liv ended up throwing Io to the outside, and she clotheslined Dakota. So Liv ended up trying to make the tag to Bianca, but Io ended up slamming Bianca into the ring steps. Liv delivered a backstabber onto Dakota. Raquel got back onto the ring apron, and she tagged in. Bayley ended up tagging in, so Raquel and Bayley ended up going at it. Raquel then delivered a clothesline onto Bayley. Raquel then ended up hitting Bayley with the fallaway slam. Raquel then delivered a corkscrew slam off the second rope to Bayley. She ended up going for the cover, and Dakota Kai ended up breaking up the pin. So Raquel ended up throwing Dakota over the top rope onto the outside. Bianca then tagged in. Liv ended up jumping to the outside onto both Dakota and Bayley. So Bianca was in the ring. She ended up throwing Io to the outside. Bayley got into the ring, and Bianca ended up hitting Bayley with the KOD. Bianca ended up going for the cover, and there you go. Bianca Belair, Raquel Rodriguez, and Liv Morgan ended up winning the match. Overall, match was just very meh, in my opinion, and Damage Control continues to lose. And as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, we saw Austin Theory, United States Champion. Austin Theory made his way down to the ring. He got on the mic, and he welcomed everyone to Austin Theory Live. He ended up saying that this is an experience everyone wants to be part of. Theory ended up saying that he knows two people who really want to be part of it, and those two are Bronson Reed and Bobby Lashley. Austin Theory ended up saying that he is the greatest United States champion of all time. He ended up asking where his respect is, because he didn't ask for his opponents. Theory then looked at the new WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and he ended up saying that that title should be around his waist. Austin Theory ended up saying that Triple H said that title should be earned, and if there is someone who has earned it, it's him. So the crowd ended up booing at Theory. Theory ended up saying, but instead of that, he is in a triple threat match where he doesn't have to be pinned or submitted to lose the United States Championship. So the fans started chanting, "You suck," to Theory. Theory ended up saying, but he is the guy who pinned John Cena at WrestleMania. And he ended up saying, I did that, as the fans continued to boo him. So Theory ended up saying that they are sitting in their seats watching the greatest of all time. So Bobby Lashley ended up coming out. The fans were chanting Bobby. Lashley ended up telling Theory that his only problem with him is that he is holding his United States Championship. Lashley ended up saying that Theory is out here running his mouth about being the greatest United States champion ever. Lashley then ended up asking Theory, when is he going to step up and accept a challenge? He ended up saying that Theory is running away from every obstacle. Lashley ended up saying that he has been in the ring with him, and he knows how tough Theory is. Lashley ended up saying that he doesn't think Theory knows it. He is young, hungry, and tough. Lashley ended up asking Theory if he is lazy and doesn't want to work, or is Theory scared? Lashley ended up saying that he should be welcoming every opponent to fight for the United States Championship, because he would. Lashley ended up saying that he requested that triple threat match at Backlash. So Theory ended up telling Lashley if he is so good at requesting matches, where was his match at WrestleMania? Lashley ended up laughing, ended up saying that he should knock Theory's teeth down his throat for saying that. Theory ended up saying that he should, but before he does that, Theory then ended up swinging at Bobby Lashley. Lashley ended up ducking. So we had Theory and Lashley fighting to the outside. Lashley threw Theory into the barricade. Lashley then laid in some right hands to Theory. Lashley then ended up lifting Theory up on his shoulders. And Bronson Reed ended up coming out. Lashley started delivering some right hands onto Bronson Reed. Theory ended up hitting Lashley from behind. And Theory and Bronson Reed ended up double teaming on Lashley. Theory and Bronson Reed ended up slamming Lashley into the ring post, and both guys ended up throwing Lashley into the ring. Theory ended up hitting Lashley with the A-Town down, and so then Bronson Reed ran into Theory and hit Theory with a splash. Bronson Reed climbed to the top rope. He ended up hitting Theory with a splash, and he ended up lifting the United States Championship up. And pretty much that was basically that. But this is setting up their triple threat match at Backlash. Austin Theory, in my opinion, is still going to be walking out the United States champion after Backlash. I don't see Bobby Lashley win the title. I don't see Bronson Reed winning the title. Austin Theory is still going to remain the United States champion. And then we had Chad Gable versus Mustafa Ali. There was a point where Chad Gable and Otis, they were going on about, oh, I hope we don't get split in the draft. And then Maxime Dupree comes over and it's like, oh, well, Otis is going to go with me wherever I go. And then Mustafa Ali comes over there. It's a very cringe segment it was. So Chad Gable versus Mustafa Ali. This was just meh, in my opinion. Chad Gable ended up hitting a suplex onto Mustafa Ali, which was followed up by a right hand. So Otis and Maxime Dupree was out there. They accompanied Chad Gable. Chad Gable ended up hitting a dragon suplex to Mustafa Ali. Chad Gable ended up going for the cover, but Mustafa Ali ended up kicking out. Ali ended up slamming Gable onto the mat. He climbed up to the top rope. He jumped off the top rope, but Chad Gable ended up moving out of the way. Gable ended up rolling Mustafa Ali up, but Mustafa Ali ended up reversing that, and he got the pin. And there you go. Mustafa Ali ended up winning the match. Overall, very meh match it was, and Mustafa Ali got a win. And how long? I can't remember. And then we had Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn was backstage. Jimmy Uso ended up coming to Sami Zayn. So Jimmy ended up telling Sami that he knows he is playing mind games with Jay, and how he keeps saying what will happen if they lose. He kept saying that Kevin Owens won't forget all the things he did to him. He kept saying that Kevin Owens didn't forget what Sami Zayn did to him. And on Friday, when they lose the titles, Owens will turn on him. So Jimmy ended up telling Sami Zayn not to worry about Jay, but to worry about his brother, Kevin Owens. So pretty much that was basically what Jimmy had to say. And as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, we had Cody Rhodes versus Finn Balor. And this was a decent match here. So the match started off with both Cody and Balor exchanging arm bars. So Balor ended up delivering a kick to Cody, which was followed up by a hip toss. Cody ended up getting back up, and he delivered a headlock takedown on Balor. Balor got to his feet, but Cody ended up delivering some hands to Balor, as Balor ended up sliding to the ring apron. Cody then ended up lifting Balor up. He threw him into the ring. Cody ended up going to the ropes. He ended up going for a crossbody, but Balor moved out of the way, and Cody ended up landing on the ropes. Balor ended up slamming Cody into the commentary table. And then as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, Cody was in control of the match. Cody delivered a snap power slam to Balor. Cody then jumped off the second rope, ended up hitting Balor with a kick to the side of his head. So Cody ended up going for the cover. Balor kicked out. Cody was going for the crossroads, but Balor reversed that, and Cody ended up getting out of that with a kick. And Cody ended up going for the Cody cutter, but Balor ended up slamming Cody onto the mat. Balor then delivered a sling blade onto Cody. Cody was in the corner. Balor ended up running towards Cody, but Cody ended up hitting Balor with a super kick. Cody then delivered the Cody cutter off the second rope to Balor. So Cody ended up going for the cover. Balor kicked out. Cody then ended up lifting Balor up, but Balor ended up landing on his feet, and he ended up tripping Cody. Balor then delivered a double stomp onto Cody, and Balor ended up hitting Cody with a drop kick in the corner. Balor then climbed the top rope. He ended up going for the coup de grace, but Cody moved out of the way. Cody ended up going for the crossroads. Balor reversed that into a cover, and Cody kicked out. Cody ended up delivering the pedigree to Balor, and then Cody got Balor up. He delivered the crossroads to Balor, and Cody ended up going for the cover, and there you go. Cody Rhodes ended up winning the match. Overall, decent match between Cody and Balor. And then as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, we had Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins ended up making his way down to the ring. And what was Seth Rollins wearing? It looked like he was dressed as a tiger. Seriously. So he got in the ring. He welcomed the Chicago crowd to Monday Night Rollins. Rollins ended up saying that he is the visionary, the revolutionary. Rollins ended up telling the crowd that he was going to come out and see how they are feeling about his match against Omos at Backlash. But if they can believe it, something bigger has caught his eye. Seth then looked at the new World Heavyweight Championship, and the fans ended up chanting, "You deserve it." Seth made his way onto the ring apron and down the ring steps. Seth ended up asking the crowd if they are just saying that because he is a Bears fan. Rollins ended up saying, truth be told, Triple H came out, said some very nice things about the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Went through the list of superstars that Roman defeated during his title reign. But Rollins ended up saying that he was not on that list. Seth ended up saying that Roman wants you to believe that everyone wants to be him. But the truth is that some of them still want to fight. So then Seth ended up pointing to the World Heavyweight Championship. He ended up saying that this is an opportunity for them to fight, to push the industry forward, to have a World Heavyweight Championship that is more than politics and part-timers. Which I liked when Rollins ended up saying that. So Seth ended up saying that if they are going to crown a new champion at Night of Champions, he will give them one guess who he would put his money on. So then out came Omos with MVP. MVP got on the mic. He ended up telling Rollins to forgive the interruption. He means no disrespect. MVP ended up saying that he respects Rollins immensely. He also ended up saying that, as a matter of fact, in his humble estimation, he is without question one of the most impressive superstars to ever grace a WWE ring. So MVP ended up telling Seth that he has accomplished everything there is to accomplish. So MVP ended up saying that Rollins is brilliant with the exception of his fashion choices. But it is because of those accolades that he has been chosen. MVP ended up saying that it is a responsibility to get his giant matches. Yeah, Omos having giant matches that are fucking awful. So I saw what they did there. Oh, because Omos is giant, let's give him giant matches. You know that Vince McMahon will be all over that. So MVP ended up saying that a win against Seth Rollins for Omos would be huge. MVP ended up telling Seth that he would caution him against making predictions about his future, because when the Nigerian giant is done with him, he might not have much of a future after Backlash. So Rollins then ended up thanking MVP, and the fans started chanting for Seth's theme music. Seth ended up telling the fans they should thank MVP for the kind words. Seth ended up saying that, but he has to be honest. He kind of undersold his giant because he is the biggest man he has ever seen in his entire life. Strongest, most powerful force in WWE. Rollins ended up saying that Omos is a once in a generation because he was born that way. Rollins ended up telling Omos that he is one in a generation because he made himself that way. He ended up saying that he should be afraid of Omos, but he is not. Rollins ended up saying that at Backlash, he is going to do what he does best. He will make his ass famous, give him the match of his life, stomp his head on the mat, and after 3 seconds, he will wake up in an arena full of people singing to his song. So the fans started to sing Seth's song as Seth ended up leaving the ring. And pretty much that was basically that. But really, we're going to have Seth Rollins versus Omos at Backlash. What an awful, awful match that will be. Just, Omos is just terrible. We all know that. But we don't really need this match. Why are we seeing Seth Rollins versus Omos? That'll be a bathroom break at Backlash. And then we had Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle was backstage with Kevin Owens. In came Sami Zayn. And Kevin Owens ended up asking Sami Zayn where he has been all night. Sami Zayn ended up saying that it hasn't been a good night for him. Sami Zayn ended up saying that he was talking with Jay. And he ended up speaking with Jimmy. Kevin Owens ended up asking Sami why he was talking to them. Kevin Owens ended up telling Sami that he used to like the Usos too, but it's too late for them. Owens ended up telling Sami they have to keep the titles, and that's what he is worried about, and what he should be worried about. Kevin Owens then ended up walking away. Riddle ended up telling Sami Zayn that he knows exactly what he is going through. Sami Zayn looked at Matt Riddle. He ended up asking him how he could possibly know that. Riddle ended up saying that when he teamed with Randy Orton, everyone kept telling him that Orton was going to hit him with the RKO, but Orton didn't. He ended up saying that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are bros, and everything will be cool. Sami Zayn then ended up thanking Riddle, as Riddle ended up walking away, and pretty much that was basically that. Main event, Rey Mysterio versus Damian Priest. This was a rematch. We've seen these two go at it. Match got underway. Rey ended up delivering some kicks and some right hands to Damian Priest, but Damian Priest came back and delivered a right hand to Rey, and Priest ended up kicking Rey. Priest then delivered a right hand as he threw Rey to the ropes, but Rey ended up delivering an elbow to Priest's face. Rey jumped off the second rope, and Priest ended up catching Rey. He ended up slamming Rey onto his knee. And then we saw Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny was entering the Allstate Arena in a black SUV. Priest was on the second rope. He had Rey on his shoulders, but Rey ended up delivering some right hands to Priest. Rey delivered her Hurricanrana to Priest off the second rope. Rey ended up going for the cover, but Priest kicked out. So Rey ended up running to the ropes. Priest ended up delivering a right hand to Rey. Priest ended up throwing Rey to the outside, and Monday Night Raw went to commercial. Then as Monday Night Raw came back from the commercial, Priest ended up going for a spear in the corner to Rey, but Rey moved out of the way. Priest ended up slamming into the ring post, and he fell to the outside. Rey ended up delivering a moonsault off the second rope onto Priest. He threw Priest back into the ring. Rey climbed the top rope. Rey ended up hitting Priest with a senton, which was followed up by a crossbody off the second rope. Rey ended up going for the cover, and Priest kicked out. Rey then threw Priest onto the second rope. He ended up going for the 619, but Priest ended up hitting him with a kick to his face. Priest ended up going for the cover, and Rey kicked out. So we had Priest end up lifting Rey up. Rey landed on his feet. He ended up going for a crossbody off the second rope, but Priest ended up catching Rey, slammed Rey down to the mat. So Priest ended up going for the cover, and Rey ended up kicking out. Priest went to the outside of the ring, and he grabbed a steel chair. Ray delivered a kick onto Priest. Ray then grabbed the chair. Priest got into the ring. He ended up going for a choke slam, but Ray turned it around. He ended up throwing Priest onto the second rope. So Ray ended up hitting the 619 to Priest. Ray then climbed to the top rope. So then Priest threw the steel chair onto Ray. So the ref saw that. The ref called for the bell. So Rey Mysterio won the match by disqualification. Post-match, Priest ended up pinning Ray with the South of Heaven. Priest ended up going to the outside, and he cleared off the commentary table. And then Bad Bunny made his way out. Bad Bunny came out, and he was holding a kendo stick. Priest got back into the ring. Bad Bunny then got into the ring, and Bad Bunny ended up hitting Priest with the kendo stick. Priest fell to the outside. Bad Bunny ended up hitting Priest with the kendo stick. Bad Bunny climbed to the commentary table, but Priest ended up grabbing Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny ended up landing on his feet. He ended up hitting Priest with the kendo stick. Priest then escaped through the crowd. Bad Bunny then ended up grabbing a mic. Bad Bunny stood on top of the commentary table. Damian Priest was on the ramp. Bad Bunny got on the mic. He ended up telling Damian Priest that he is not hosting Backlash anymore. Bad Bunny ended up saying that he was going to Puerto Rico to kill Damian Priest's ass. Bad Bunny ended up saying that at Backlash, it will be him versus Damian Priest in a street fight. So pretty much that was basically that. That was how Monday Night Raw went off the air. So Bad Bunny is not hosting Backlash. He is now in a street fight with Damian Priest. And I'm supposed to sit here and believe that Bad Bunny is going to be in a street fight with Damian Priest, that he has a chance in a street fight? I highly doubt that. Like, I'm supposed to believe that. But like I said earlier, the Backlash card looks like shit. And it's looking like a house show. Here's the card for Backlash. 6-man tag. Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline. We don't know if the Bloodline is going to win that. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. That'll go 5 minutes. Brock Lesnar, same old. We'll see suplex, F5. We'll see Cody Rhodes do a crossroads to Lesnar, go for the cover. Lesnar kicks out. Lesnar does his suplex, F5. So we'll see that. Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley will retain. Seth Rollins versus Omos. Yeah. That will be my reaction to the match. Or that will be your bathroom break match. Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed. Triple threat for the United States Championship. Austin Theory will retain. Bianca Belair versus Io Sky for the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair will retain. And then Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest in a street fight. Like I already said, am I supposed to buy that Bad Bunny is going to beat Damian Priest in a street fight? I doubt that. Card is looking like absolute shit. But anyways, that's it for the Monday Night Raw review. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this review. Definitely give the video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. And I will see you guys on Wednesday night for AEW Dynamite.